My name is Asia Sampson, and today on Baptism Overland, we are mounting a Rotopax water can inside the cargo hold of my Jeep JK. I know, I've been slacking on my videos. If you've been following my channel, you know that I usually try to release a video at least once a week, but lately it's been kind of staggering out, and the reason for that is not my fault, is that a lot of the parts that I've been ordering to install on this Jeep have been delayed. Like, it's supposed to be getting to me, but a lot of stuff is back ordered or not in stock yet, and I know that a lot of that has to do with production because of COVID. I know that a lot of companies right now are still struggling to get back on their feet. They can't meet all the demands right away. And so a lot of the stuff that I'm ordering, I'm getting it 30 days later versus just 2 weeks. But today a product came in, so now I can actually do this video. I am going to be replacing our existing water drinking system that we've been using for camping, overlanding, and even road trips with the Rotopax water can. Let me show you what we do now. This is the Stanley 2-gallon water jug, and this little guy has treated us very, very well for many years. This has been in the back filled with water, and it always gave us all that we needed without us having to stop at the store, buy bottles or whatever. Helps with the environment. You shouldn't be buying water bottles anymore. But lately, in the last week or so, we've noticed that it started to drip, and I don't know why. I haven't really looked, so I don't know what's causing it. But this past weekend, we were at our timeshare in Orlando, and we had this on the counter, and when we woke up the next day, there was a puddle on the floor. So this needed to be replaced. Plus, also, it's getting a little bulky. Even when I pare down the gear, this just takes up a lot of real estate in the back, and it's like, I mean, you know, it's clunky. I don't want to continue with this system anymore. I want something more streamlined. So what I decided to use to replace that clunky Stanley 2-gallon jug is to go with Rotopax. Rotopax makes great products. I've always loved their stuff, always wanted to have some sort of Rotopax system in the Jeep. I just didn't need fuel because I already have a system for that. But I wanted to start using their water canisters. I mean, these are great. I can fill this with water. I don't need to do anything else. I mean, it's super slim, and I can just slide this anywhere in the Jeep and it won't take up that much real estate. But wouldn't it be better if I can also mount this somewhere so that it's out of the way? I don't want to store water on the outside of the Jeep though. That's what a lot of people do. And my thing about that is that if it's hot out, then now the water is going to be hot as well. Or if it's cold out, it could freeze. So I wanted to figure out a way to keep this inside the vehicle. So I found Garvin. Garvin makes my roof rack, and they make this pretty great A-pillar mount for the back of the Jeep JK. This mounts to the A-pillar of the Jeep, and then on this you put the Rotopax mount, which is this. It goes somewhere like this, and now you're able to mount it on the Jeep. I just thought that'd be a perfect solution of getting this up and out of the way, but also be semi-permanent inside the vehicle. Just word of advice, this system here is only for water, not fuel. Like, you should not be storing fuel inside your vehicle. It can be dangerous, so just don't do that. But for water, it's perfect. And if you don't want to put water there, then you can get the Rotopax medical kit that they have that's like sized like this as well, and mount that on here as well. All right, so what do you need to make the system work? Well, obviously you need your Rotopax can, and then you also need a Rotopax mount. Both of these come directly from Rotopax. This is just their simple one. It's not a locking one. I don't need a locking one because it's going inside the vehicle anyway. So that's the mount here. Super simple. Buy both of these from Rotopax. And then on Garvin's side, you buy their Rotopax JK mount. Comes with the main pillar here. Has the plate that this mount actually attaches to. It also has the grip that holds your A-pillars together. Instructions, and all the hardware that you need along with the spacers. So this should be a really pretty easy install. It's probably going to be a really quick video also as compared to my other longer videos, because there's not really much I have to say about it, except let's just go and install it and I'll show you. Alright, so I'm having a little bit of an issue. This bracket goes behind the roll bar and it's supposed to clamp this top piece together with this. Problem is, the bolts that Garvin provides, it's just too short. Like, it reaches, but it's not long enough for the nut to get a good bite on it. I mean, it's just too thick. And the solution, just give us longer bolts. Garvin, if you're watching this, you gave us 2.5, just give us 3 inches. If it's too long and we want to trim it, then we can trim it, but at least you've given us enough slack to get a good bite with that nut. That's what she said. It's just not gonna work, man. Like, it's way too short, and I've attempted it way too many times that it just keeps, once I get one side locked down, the other one, it just won't go. And then when I try to clamp it together, the other one goes shooting out on the other side. So it's just, I'm done. So what I decided to do is I went to the hardware store, bought the same bolts, carriage bolts, that are just 3 inches. It's that simple. All right, that's it. Looks pretty good, right? I won't bore you with a whole bunch of B-roll. There's not really much for me to B-roll with this anyway. I mean, you can see it right there. Looks really cool, packed up and out of the way. It opens up my cargo area for luggage and gear without any kind of water bottles getting in the way, and it's just nice and tucked in there. I think if I modify this also with maybe a spout, then I don't even have to take it off the mount itself. I could just grab water directly from here. I think that'll be pretty cool, and I'll look into that a little bit later. I like this system. There are just a couple of things that I wish Garvin would change. For instance, they need to give us longer bolts for that bottom bracket because it just wouldn't bite. The bolts they give you is way too short. Went to the hardware store, bought the same bolts, just a 1/2 inch longer, and it went in perfect. And it was just like fast the way it should be. That's one thing. The second thing is the way that this is oriented. Maybe I just bought the wrong Rotopax mount. I mean, this one works also. It's not going anywhere. It's pretty sturdy. It's just the way that this was set up, the way Garvin's mount lines up with the Rotopax mount. However, with Rotopax, they give you the 4 square holes for you to put it through. And that's, you can't do it because there are some bolts in the way. If you purchase this, you'll see what I mean, because I wanted it to go this way. Now, you can have this vertically and then use the other 2 holes that are on the Rotopax mount, but the bolts that Garvin gives you for that doesn't fit through those. It's too thick. Okay, I think the easiest way for me to explain the orientation and the way the Rotopax mounts to the Garvin mount, let me just show you. Right here is the Garvin mount. The Rotopax mount is off to the side, and on the other side of this, it's not mounted at all. On the right hand side, there are no bolts going from the Rotopax mount into the Garvin mount, which I think is fine. I think it's strong enough because I still have the bolts on the left hand side that's holding it there, but that's where the problem is. Now, if I were to remove these, the Garvin mount is mounted with these two holes here to the spacers, and it mounts it to the rail. The holes they give you to put your Rotopax mount onto is only on the top and on the bottom. So these are the ones, the areas where you put your Rotopax mount through. The Rotopax mount has 6 holes in the back. 4 squares, 2 circles. The square ones are for the carriage bolts that they give you because you put them in and it kind of locks into place. Problem is, these 4 holes do not correspond to any holes here because these are in the way. So there's no way for me to put this dead in the middle. The only thing I can do is use the 2 square ones that are on the side, line it up to these holes here, which works fine. It lines up just fine there. But now on the other side, there's nothing for me to bolt the other side to. So that's how I've had it. It's kind of just been this way. The other option is to take the 2 circles that I have here, and those mount perfectly with these 2 holes there, so it'll be dead center. But now the orientation of this is now horizontal, which means that the Rotopax, when I put it on, will be vertical. I guess I can do it that way. I just didn't really want my Rotopax to be vertical like that, but if I have to do it that way, then I'll do it that way. But the problem with that, though, is that the bolts that Garvin gives you to mount this to this, it's too big for these. So I guess I can bore these out a little bit, kind of make them a little bit bigger, mount them back up, and then it'll be dead center, and then my Rotopax will be vertical. That's probably what I'll end up doing eventually, but right now the way I have it set up is it's going this way with nothing on the right hand side. So that's how I'm mounting it for now. I guess I'll figure it out eventually. You know, I'll give you an update on how it all goes together later. Otherwise, love the system. Think it works great. My only concern is that I might be selling this roof rack, this Garvin roof rack, and going with the Front Runner Slimline roof rack. The problem with those roof racks, though, well, not the problem, but the advantage of those roof racks, it drills through your roof and mounts to these A-pillars. So which means there's going to be a humongous bracket right here. It's the same way that Rhino Rack does theirs. There'll be a huge bracket right here that will have to be mounted to this thing. So now there won't be a place for me to put this bar. So I'm going to have to probably fabricate this type of setup to whatever bracket they give you for the roof rack if I go that route. I really want that roof rack though. I really want the Front Runner or either maybe even Rhino Rack because of the T-slot system that they have and the fact that it goes through the roof and bolts directly to these roll cages versus this Garvin, which is bolted to the sides, which is also strong, but the other ones just have a little bit more weight capacity and they're lighter. So I may be getting rid of this roof rack, give it a much cleaner look on the Jeep. If I do, I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to remount this because that bracket will then be in the way. Otherwise, that's it. I hope you liked this video. I told you it wasn't going to take that long. Oh, before you go though, I do want to say, I just started a Patreon account. I really want to try to see if I can get some supporters. I got some great tiers and rewards on there. Please consider going over there and supporting this channel because I want to continue making content like this. And the only way I'm going to do that is to get support from all of you. So head over to Patreon, show me some love, and hopefully I'll get some supporters on there as well. And in the meantime, also don't forget to follow us on our Instagram channel at Baptism Overland. My name is Asia Sampson, and I will see you next time.